Hello, 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 and welcome to the official coverage of the IUPS Team Tour 2022. I am your host for today. It's me, Dom. Whoa. And we've got a lovely week 1 roundup for you all. Hello, 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 chat. Hello. We've got a bit of a strange situation, which I'm sure you're probably all aware of, in that games don't finish by 6 p.m. on Sunday. So we've got most of the games sorted. But we've still got a few bangers to hang around on. That said, we'll be taking a look at a bunch of different games that have happened this week. The fan favourites, as I have found out in the last 2 hours or so, of panic messaging. You know, you've all seen it. The good old panic messages in the coach chats going, "What's the best game this week?" Well, now I know. I just realised that even if someone did come in to chat with me from the Discord, no one would be able to hear them because I didn't put in an audio for them. So I'm going to just quickly edit that in and make sure that if someone were to join, you could all hear. And apparently... Oh, that makes sense. I need to do that. There we go. And then let's just make sure that dB is down very low, and then you can tell me if that's right or wrong at the time. Right, another one there. I should have just done that. That can go down there. Lovely jubbly. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Actually, let's copy that, delete that, and paste that. Okay, there we go. I'm clever. On the screen right now, you can see the standings for this week so far. I think if I look at my other spreadsheet, we have all the games sorted bar Durham v Hull and your Vigavolts v... Oh, wait, no. There's tons more that haven't been done. By which I mean done on the dock. I know that more games have been played than are showing on the dock right now. It's, teething problems. Don't worry too much about them. We'll get them all sorted as good old mod teams. There are some teams which have absolutely won all of their games so far that we know are 100% victorious. Let's go over them real quick. Yeah, this'll do nicely. If we go over to Xerneas, we can see that the KCL Kingdras are currently 3-1 up, I believe, against Great Western Raikou. I might be wrong there. Bumrag and Meltres may have had their game. Yeah, they're definitely not fully updated. The standings that are on the screen right now. Then we have... I'm unsure about Mew v Sussex, so I'll skip that one for now. We have Oxford versus... No? Yes? Yes, Oxford versus Exeter. Oxford are currently... Oh, just won doubles, did they? In that case, they will win this matchup 4-1. Then the Chambouleurs versus the Sheffield Subs, I believe, was 3-2 to the Chambouleurs, with some nasty plot Vullaby action running the show towards the end. Then I have no clue about Cambridge and Newcastle. I also have no clue about East Anglia and St Andrews. I think they're still to go. I might be wrong. Not a clue about Imperial and Oxford again. I do know about the Jorvik Volts versus Cambridge Camerats. I believe that Cambridge have just won against Jorvik Volts in that last game, which makes it 4-1 to Cambridge. Oh, East Anglia versus St Andrews is 3-1 to St Andrews, apparently. Let's just stick it on there so that we can see the rolling quags there. We have the BBC versus the Glasgow Lysopods, with the BBC currently 3-1 up, I think, unless Rao and Sinraptor have had their game. And then I don't know about Durham and Hull. Anyway, we do have some lovely games to get to. A couple of housekeeping notes. First off, I've been asked by the mod team, jokingly, but also very, very seriously, to make sure that you click the allow spectators, or you make sure that the don't allow spectators button is off, because we'd like to spectate games, and also everything breaks if we can't see them, which is fun. James has been having a lot of fun with all of the breaks, all of everything breaking. If we could, cut the things that we need to fix in, let's say, half by next week, I'll consider it a job well done, and then, keep halving it until we have so few errors and the mods can sleep at night. Or morning, depending on when we sleep, because I sleep at very strange times. Let's see if I can get my first my first guest on. Because basically we can have a little chat about all the different, like the good games that have been happening. By good games, I mean all of you have been playing good games. Well done, everyone. But like I said before, I've been asking the chats. Spectators are allowed, gang. Uh, um, yeah. So I asked in the chats earlier on what the best game from this week was, according to you guys. I'm asking it in the coach chat, so who knows whether everyone can actually see it. But at the end of the day, I just need to panic pick one from each tier, from each format, which I haven't actually been able to do because I also have to, get people on. Of course, don't worry if you can't come on and I ask you. I'm, uh, it's all right. People have lives. But yeah, it's nice to talk to the people who played the games, chat through the plays that they made, what they were thinking about the opposition team, and then when we're done with the game, we can take a look at the standings in that format, see where the Pokémon are lining up in the MVP race, and have a nice time with that. Although I realise I don't actually have the screens set up to do that because I'm clever. I'm always so very clever. Oh well. Anyway, I do actually have our first guest. Let's everyone welcome Jevel, who won't be able to speak because their server muted because I do mean buttons. There we go. Jevel can now speak.
Hello, I can speak.
Yes, you can. Chat, let us know what volume is like. I can, of course, hear
Yes.
Jevel incredibly well, but I've lowered it down to, negative 90. You're on negative 19 decibels. Let's see what people think about that volume level. Yeah, fine volume.
Testing.
Volume good. Okay. Well, Jevel.
Yes.
Sword and Shield. Do you like it?
I really like it. I think Mega Evolution is probably my favorite mechanic that they've added in the last 10 years, I think maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I really like it, and I really don't like Z moves. So I'm very happy with this format having Mega Evolutions but not Z moves.
I honestly 100% agree. I'm just going to start streaming the game into the Discord because I'd like you to be at the same position that I'm at. Who knew that things would have to operate during a stream?
Yes, this is my game.
This is your game. You're up against Hulls. Shut up,
Yeah.
I'm evil. Tell me what you were thinking about the matchup going in, what you were looking for in terms of the threats, what you thought
Yeah.
could,
To be honest, I was scared of this matchup. I was very afraid of Sound Force Mega Garchomp, so I was very happy to not see Gigalith here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Were there any that you felt could just instantly stop your offense?
Milotic was definitely it had a lot of consideration
Yeah.
with its Marvel scale ability, but
Yeah.
it wasn't too difficult to break through.
The
We
screen.
did
Oh,
a
the
we did a
screen is
lot of
still in
prep.
the dock. I'm very sorry, chat. There you go. Ah, there you go. Sorry, chat. I am good at stream, I promise. Ah. But yeah, a lot of scary mons on this team.
Yeah.
Were you fully expecting webs with Garvantula in that team?
Yeah, definitely was expecting webs, which is why I led with Weavile.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's head straight into that game with the music off because I'm clever. And let's go slow for once.
Yeah.
Leading
So
off.
they had Rocky Helmet on Drapion, which is a very good lead. Wasn't
Yeah,
really expecting it.
definitely. But both of the mons getting chipped right down to half. Um, clearing the poison spikes. Toxic spikes. I know the game, guys.
The berry gets knocked off, which is kind of annoying, but I don't think I'd need it as much if there's no sand to increase Garchomp's iron heads.
Yeah.
I missed quite a few Will-O-Wisps
You
this game.
did, yeah. I think 3, if I counted right.
Yeah, I was sort of slamming my head into my desk, but I definitely That's Up I'm Evil also had some unlucky misses as well.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, there's a Draco miss later on.
Mm-hmm.
Or that flip turn on the Swampert being very important throughout the game. Being able to pivot on the Milotic.
Yeah.
This made me giggle.
Yeah.
Goodbye, fast bird.
Very lucky I didn't get flame bodied there.
Definitely. Although, is Gale Wing still decent? I feel like it's still alright.
I
So
feel
it
like
might have been
flame body
used.
would be better in this case, in this matchup.
Blind Messiah, we may call on you, but we've got a fair number of matches to look at, so we might not. A sub on them all while was
Yeah, I
interesting
was
to me.
expecting them to switch, to be honest.
Were you expecting to be able to set up on something to bring this up?
No, it was more of just a free hit on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went for knockoff expecting them to go into Aegislash, to be honest.
And then Pursuit doesn't kill because strong.
Yeah, I knew they were going to do. I was so close to staying in and just getting rid of the Drapion, but it's fine. I live anyway.
Yeah. The Aegislash set was a bit unexpected for me. I was
I wasn't expecting it either.
Yeah, I was.
They were saving. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I was fully expecting something, anything with toxic, really, because of Necrozma. If Necrozma's anywhere in a matchup, I want toxic on there to find out if it's rest.
Yeah. Well, the way Evil was playing this, they saved their fourth move on their Aegislash. They didn't reveal it for a very long time, and I thought it was Shadow Sneak, and I was playing the game as if it was Shadow Sneak. So which I panicked quite a bit when I saw the autonomize, but thankfully Necrozma did what they were trying to do better.
Yeah, I think this is the Draco miss.
Yeah, that's quite an awkward turn.
The best turn where nothing happens. And of course, you can see it's the special, so you head out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the double into Weevil.
Yeah, Shut Up I'm Evil saying that they felt that there were a couple of times where if they got AG in front of Pult or something, then the game might have been kaput.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, I didn't realise you had beat up on it.
Yeah, beat up's great. No contact.
Oh yeah, we saw that earlier, didn't we?
They bluffed the Scarf with their Garvantula, which really got me. So I thought, oh great, locked into Thunder, going to Swampert, but no. Great bluff.
Definitely. And did the Swampert live an energy ball if it was on full? Was that why you were bringing it on the...
Yeah. That is pretty much the sole reason that we brought him.
Yeah.
And for Whimsicott as well. But they didn't bring Whimsicott. So I sacked my Weevil here, because I thought damage on Garchomp allows either Pult or Necrozma to sweep from here.
That was interesting for me. I thought, why are they putting rocks out when they know that you have defog? But maybe they were trying to force the defog to get something else in,
Yeah, I'm not
presumably
sure.
a flash cannon.
But they definitely wanted rocks up because they didn't know whether Necrozma would live a Shadow Ball.
Ah, yes.
But my Necrozma did have some bulk, so it would have lived even with rocks up, but I didn't want to risk it.
Top tips to anyone who doesn't know the competitive scene that well. No, Necrozma always lives a Shadow Ball.
Yeah, this is my first time using Necrozma properly, and it's so good, so versatile.
It really is. It can
And
do so
from
many
here,
different
it's game
things.
over.
Yeah. KS? What's KS? Evil saying KS here was always the play, but I don't know what.
King Shield.
Ah. Ah. Yes, you are. You're very evil. And then you end up with the 2-0 win.
Yeah, 3 knockouts for Necrozma.
Yeah, you put Durham into an interesting position. I think it was 1-1 at the time of victory. So, are we still yet to see some games from you guys?
Oh no, well this was our first game.
Ah.
Um, and it ended with 4-1 to Durham. I
Oh wow,
think
the doc
Ultra Sun and
definitely
Ultra
hasn't
Moon was
updated.
the format that we lost.
My bad. Yeah. Uh, there's only 2
Yeah,
games on the dock,
you were.
so I
Hang
had
on,
no
Dom.
idea.
You were in charge of the last stream, right?
I'm in charge of every stream, hopefully.
Okay,
Don't
okay.
usurp me. Don't
Do you
usurp
remember?
me.
Do you remember what you said? Do you remember what you said when analyzing the Durham Hull matchup?
I do.
You said expecting a clean sweep for Hull.
I did expect a clean sweep for Hull, and
I'd like an apology, please, Dom.
I'm very sorry. You should never predict things week 1. Durham looks
Yeah.
strong. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Did Blide Messiah beat Epic Darkrai? Was that their win?
Uh, yes, I think I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know who the whole player was, but Epic Darkrai was our Durham player for Ultra Sun and Moon. Yes, I'm being told yes.
Okay. In that case, uh, Sean is still technically up for going unbeaten uh, in all of the league stuff, I believe. So is so are a few others, but I basically want to know if Sean's gonna get first again because I think it will be funny.
I have no idea. Sounds like a scary player though.
Speaking of, we can get him on because he is hopefully going to be hosting with me for a bit. Ooh, let's see if we can get him. Maybe. Who knows? Let's see. Ooh, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, whilst we wait for him, let's see if we can take a look at the. Come on, me. What am I looking at? I'm looking at. I'm so clever. What am I looking at? There we go. I want to look at Sword and Shield standings. If it will load for me.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Sean.
Hello. How are you?
Not too bad.
Excellent. The dock is taking a million years to load for me, so apologies, viewers. There we go.
Yeah, sadly,
Standings.
the amount of sprites on that dock mean that sometimes it gets a little like walking through molasses, getting through it.
Yeah, it's fine. We work
It's
with
fine.
it. We work with it. Let's quickly go and add a new screen. Call it format, whatever, and then copy all these things. Copy, paste, and then add in window 4. Don't really care what it's called, and then that, and then that, and then let's make sure that it's doing stuff there, like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. There we go. Sorry, stream. I am slow. There we go. This should be fine. Ooh.
So we're not here for professionalism, don't worry.
Speak for yourself. I am the symbol of professionalism.
Don't worry, I am speaking for myself.
Oh, that's definitely wrong. Hold Alt, Dominic. There we go. And plop it there. There we go. Transition. Ooh. Oh, wait. Yes. There we go. Now we can see some standings. Overall, in the standings, you will sit at 22nd before all of the rest of the games are popped onto the dock, which isn't a bad place to be. Right now, you'll probably end up around, what would it be? Maybe 40th, 50th with the 2-0. If my maths is right, depending on how many people got higher differentials. But if we head on over to Sword and Shield, let's see where you are in there. Currently 4th. There's there's a lot of Sword and Shield games which have definitely happened but aren't on the dock, so that 4th is a bit tentative right now. I think
Oregon being down the last couple of days, considering it's kind of the tail end of week where the majority of games happen anyway, has been kind of rough as far as dock updating is concerned.
Yeah, definitely has. It should all hopefully be sorted by, I reckon, Wednesday. It's usually
Wednesday at
not,
absolute latest.
yeah.
We'll
It's never down for
get
more
people
than
on it,
sort of
myself
4
included.
days. Yeah.
It'll be all fine.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, how long have you guys been involved in this? How many years has this been going on for?
As in IUPS or drafts?
IUPS as an idea was last year.
Yep, February 2021, Sussex
Yes.
came around and started getting everyone talking about IUPS. The tour has happened since then, so June 2021 and now June.
Quite a recent thing then.
Definitely.
Do you plan on making it a yearly thing?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, nice.
That is the idea, yeah.
As many universities as we can get involved, as many Pokemon societies. Speaking of, if there's anyone from a university which either doesn't have a Pokemon society or isn't in IUPS, get in touch.
And
we can
first
help.
of all, why are you there?
Don't be mean. But seriously, why are you there? I mean, imagine checking a university, like, when you're going round and seeing what the course has to offer and not going, hey, does this place have a Pokemon society? Even if you aren't in Europe, I'm going to say yes, because then we can get dialogue going. You wouldn't be a part of IUPS UK, but there could be an IUPS Europe, there could be an IUPS Asia, there could be an IUPS whatever. IUPS France. I don't know how many universities are in France, but I'm sure they have plenty who like Pokemon. And the more people that we can have enjoying Pokemon together, then IUPS America. It might be stately, and well, to be fair, I don't really get how societies would work in America because IUPS like America do societies different in general, so far as I know. Like they have uh, all those initiation things in the
It's
films
genuinely
and
something I don't know a ton about.
yeah. I should really
It's
ask
obviously
my
that you
American
saying.
friends. I speak to them on the daily. I'll ask them.
Initiations?
Yeah, like the classic.
okay, less so for societies and more so for sports clubs, to be
Oh,
fair.
true,
But
true. Well, I'll ask people. I'll ask people about if you're if you're not in the UK, get in touch. If you are in the UK, get in touch. We'd love to speak to anyone who has an interest in it, because we want to connect people via the games that we love. And let's see. Speaking of games that we love, let's see if we can get our next person in.
I was
Whilst
about to say there is no way you were going to go games we love and segue into BDSP. There was no way.
Not a chance. Let's see if I can at TCAT, if TCAT isn't already listening into the stream. And we shall thank Jevil for being on with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Good luck for the rest of the weeks if we don't speak to you before a bunch of matches happen. Hopefully, if you give us...
genuinely thank you for your crisp microphone quality.
Absolutely.
Is that sarcasm? I have no idea how I sound.
No, okay, I realise that might actually sound sarcastic. No, not at all. I can.
Yeah.
It just makes a genuinely pleasant change. Yeah.
Well,
no
have
disrespect
a
to
great day,
anyone.
guys.
Absolutely.
And you, mate.
And you. All right, let's get TCAT in. Hello.
Hello. I don't know if I can promise crisp microphone quality.
It's
what do you think?
It's all right.
Does it sound
Bringing it.
okay?
You're
you sound fine.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
audible.
cool. All right. Hello.
Hello. It's been a hot minute since I've spoken to you.
It's been a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Let's see if we can get your game up because it happened yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, it was yesterday. Yeah.
It was.
Let's.
Having to relive the whole thing again.
I'm afraid you do. Last time we had the winner of the game on. This time we have the loser. Sorry.
Don't spoil it.
People already know.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can grab it very quickly.
If it means absolutely anything, I'll be watching it for the first time. So.
Oh well.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear the scathing opinions you've got.
Let's copy that link. Let's go over to.
How dare you not have calc to liver +1 burned XYZ on a crit? Yeah.
And let's now switch over on the stream to TCAT. Oh, this is wonderful. As soon as I've loaded up on both times.
Okay, no, I lied. I have seen this game.
Oh.
Ouch.
Both times I've loaded up
That forgettable.
the games, it's been on the
I watch a
side
lot
of
of
the
games.
person who's been commentating it, so this is good. Let's once again go through on slow mode. Before we get started, what were you thinking going into the team building? What were the main threats? What were the things that you were really wanting to break?
Blacephalon was definitely a big worry, and it ended up being the sort of the problem in the end. Venusaur was also kind of scary. That ended up being less of a problem. Weirdly enough, Hariyama in team building was kind of scary. Kind of lacking for a fighting resist. So like belly drum, guts or whatever. I feel that was very scary on team build, but thankfully didn't end up coming. Yeah, I think what came into the game was sort of on the opponent's side was just generally the good things, and I think that makes sense. There's definitely some niche stuff on the team, Zeb Striker and all that, but yeah, I think it's about what I expected.
Not knowing that Hariyama was on their draft, actually looking at your 6, yeah.
Yeah, it was a worry.
It came in on Donphan or it came in on Nihilego, and it clicked close combat, and you kind of had to pick one.
Yeah, The original
Yeah.
team draft had Slurpuff as sort of the fighting resist, but Hariyama, it just brings poison jab or it brings bullet punch.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, so it was
I can see the issue. Yeah.
kind of scary, but yeah, it didn't end up going. So that was one worry I didn't have to worry about.
Florence Cyrus saying Venusaur was best supporting act. No disrespect. I do actually have a message from Ashu saying that the calc was on Thick Fat.
Hadn't Mega evolved yet.
Yep, that's the one. The man typed in Mega Venusaur and didn't realise that it didn't come out as Mega Venusaur.
Yeah.
See, weirdly, on this first turn, my instinct was to click Steam Eruption as opposed to Fire Blast. So I think it could have been a good play, but I think towards the end I was less convinced.
So
To be fair, at that point, Fire Blast kind of hit everything anyway. Like,
Yeah,
you weren't getting any change out of Hydreigon regardless of Steam Eruption or Fire Blast, and Blacephalon wasn't taking Fire Blast that well. So I think it was just
I think I just wanted. Yeah, I just wanted a better chance to hit, really, because I wasn't expecting Celesteela to stay in.
Yeah.
And you kind of showed pretty much right off the bat that Volcanion was either Scarfed or
Specs, as it was.
That was Specs damage 100%. Yeah.
I think in general.
Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
No, just gonna say, I think in general the early game was still getting a lot of information, getting the knowledge on the Z move on Celesteela was useful with a knockoff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like any doubt on item here completely went when you did 53.
Yeah.
Donphan did some decent work defensively.
That was a really harsh crit, by the way, on AV Donphan. Like,
it was unfortunate. I don't know how much it impacted the end of the game. Donphan was sort of. I think as the game progressed, it wasn't really going to switch into many more things.
it
so
became
I don't know if that was hugely impactful. Yeah. The sub there was annoying. I was expecting a leech seed, and I was trying to rapid spin it away. So I remembered mid game that was the thing you could do.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And then no flamethrower on the Celesteela was a relief as well, so didn't have to worry about that scar.
That was quite odd to me.
I sort of expected it, but I lived from just about from that range, and I just wanted it gone.
Yeah.
So I was happy doing that. And confirming the scarf, well, assuming scarf on Hydreigon based on damage is useful information as well. I think this is sort of where things took a slightly unfortunate turn.
Yeah, and then
picking knockoff here, in retrospect, possibly a misplay, just because it meant he couldn't get the big damage from knockoff from Weavile.
I think knockoff is still the right play. You still had a Gallade that could still do an absolute shit ton to everything else. I think just seeing what the Reuniclus was about and getting some intel on it, knocking off potential helmet, potential lefties is still probably the best way to do it.
It was useful. The focus blast there, I think actually kind of unfortunate for me, because I think losing Don, I was trying to sack Donphan here and then getting the free Weavile switch we could have taken it out would have saved a bit of brain ache.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then playing around this was I think I just missed playing a bit around at this point. Should have gone something a bit more aggressive.
I think yes and no. I don't think it really improved the board state too much whether you stayed in or not, because you're only going to be hitting this thing with physical moves anyway. The fact even if it gets to +6, like, it's still going to kill things with Psychic, or it's still going to kill things with Focus Blast. Like, I don't think him consistently setting up actually made too much sense.
I think it needed at least a bit +2 or +3 to reliably get rid of Gallade. Is the thing. Volcanion as well. Yeah,
that's fair.
So I think if I'd taken this play earlier, I could have not lost Gallade here. Had I think getting to +3 matters for the Psychic here to kill.
So yeah, once you see that knockoff not kill, you kind of start to go, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little tricky here, and then obviously the
Yeah.
side structure here.
Yeah.
It was side structure. It might have killed a little bit earlier than +3, but yeah. And now I've lost my 2 best things against Blacephalon, so the rest of this game's sort of just
Plays itself.
praying to not get swept by Blacephalon.
Your play against Blacephalon here really and truly is hope it's not Psyshock or hope it's not
Yes.
HP ground.
And initially I assumed it wasn't, because I felt at this point Blacephalon just came in and swept. So I was I assumed that it wasn't carrying it. Yeah.
It showed. You already showed Z on Neolego, so you weren't scarf or speed boosting or anything. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Blacephalon just kind of wrapped up at that point.
So my assumption at sort of this late point of the game was that they're trying to chip me into spectatable sort of range
Yeah.
on Nihilego, because they consistently bring out Hydreigon just to get a bit of chip. So I'm just trying to
Yes,
preserve as much health on Nihilego as I can.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
these
that makes
switches. I think
genuinely total sense.
this crit here, I think, is the unfortunate one, not the one on Donphan, because this, I think if this didn't crit, there was a chance of preserving Skarmory for just a bit longer.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know whether preserving Skarm necessarily did too much.
I think Skarm was the one thing stopping them from clicking HP ground with Blacephalon earlier on.
Yes,
it might have been
but only if it
specs.
was choiced.
I think it wasn't choice though. I just think it clicked HP ground and just sort of swept from that point.
It
But
did,
I guess
yeah.
they don't know
I mean,
the set,
even if
so.
But if they were choiced, then yeah, I agree with you. If they weren't choiced, then I mean they just kind of clicked HB ground for funsies anyway. If Scum came in,
Yeah.
oh no, he gets flamethrower chip.
And then sort of, I thought if they were trying to chip me into spec shadowball range, that there was just enough. I think I need to be at around.
Reveal rock polish.
I don't think Nihilego gets rock polish, does it? That might be wrong.
Sadly, I don't think it does. No.
Yeah, I think that would have been something I'd have picked up on and do the thing. But yeah, it was a fun game. It was a very close game towards the end, yeah. But things to learn.
I don't think there was necessarily anything kind of, as far as like obvious misplays or anything is concerned. Like just a well thought game, a couple of awkward moments, and Cephalon back.
Yeah, just threatening everything out.
Yeah, it was just a solid game.
Yeah, it was very fun. I had a great time. Yeah, and
Yeah,
just getting used to the format slightly. I haven't played in a format with Hidden Power Pursuit before, so getting used to that sort of stuff is slightly tricky.
sure. And getting to show off Volcanion week 1 is always a pleasure.
Yeah, I was very happy about the starting Pokemon on both sides there.
much maligned as a water type, and then it comes week 1 and starts blasting the shit out of Hydreigon. It's a good time.
Absolutely. And with all that said, let's take a look at what the where that puts you and the Mons in the standings. If we head over to what are we on? Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
I'd imagine a 1-0 loss is probably going to be slap bang in the middle of the leaderboard. At least week 1.
Yeah, there is, damn it. Yeah. The thing with week 1 leaderboards is that they're so kind of. They don't really show a great deal. Yes.
I am stupid. I have done the wrong thing. I need to go like that. And then I need to go like that. And then I need to do this and drag it along to there. Let's see where we're at with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. We are looking at something that still has... Yep, it's another Paragons down situation, which is a shame. But I reckon with a -1 diff, that'll put you... Well, it'll put you right at the top of the lost column. So pretty much where you're sitting right now, 11th or 12th.
Bang halfway.
Yeah. in terms of Pokemon, we'll actually take a look at Sword and Shield also, because we didn't do that quite on that last time. Oh gosh, that's a bit slow. Right. Sword and Shield MVP. Wouldn't you know it? Megalops currently on top. It won't be forever. But Megalops got both the top spots with the current with the current Porygon situation.
Almost as if it's a good Pokemon.
Yeah. And then in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, we had a wonderful 6-0 sweep from Victini. I very much enjoyed watching that game. And then if there are any from your game, I'm not seeing them right away.
I don't know if my game's been put on the dock yet.
Oh my gosh, brain work. Either way, let's take a look at the other ones so that I don't have to go back onto this page because it's really slow to load. Doubles we'll actually talk about later. But Little Cup currently, a lot of things doing well there. Clampearl and Vulpix with a differential of 5 from Oxford and KCL respectively. And then over in BDSP, whilst we have some probably wind from Sean,
Not the first time, I'm afraid.
in BDSP, Entei is running rampant at the top with 4 differential. In terms of top Pokemon overall, who would have guessed it? It's Victini, Vulpix, Clampearl, Mega Blastoise from doubles, interesting, and Krook. We'll take a look at doubles later. In fact, shall we start looking at doubles? If I can get Crimson on, maybe. Let's see if we can get Crimson on.
So if you're able to get an actual doubles player or a doubles match this time, that'd be fantastic, because I can kind of black my way through every other format.
Yeah, I mean, this game was the. Let's do things in order and say thank you to TCAT for coming on, being a good sport even with the loss.
Yes. No worries. And I think I'm playing Sean next week, so.
I believe you are.
Yeah. So I'll just give a preemptive. Good luck. That'll be a fun game to play.
Because TCAT is currently 1-0 against me, having beat me in a Cap LC league. So.
Yep. Probably 1-0 up, so maybe bring something for Webbs this time.
All right.
I get to use evolved things this time.
True. All right. Nice to speak to you all.
Just coming on.
Cheers.
See you around. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
And let's see if we can get Crimson on.
Yeah, the great compliment that I got from Ben regarding doubles when I was mocking him was that I play doubles like a singles player.
I just doubles
Lovely,
is
thank you for
weird.
that.
Doubles is super weird. But we do have the best game from doubles. Let's see if we can also get. Let's see if we can also get Ben on a little bit earlier.
See, the more I've been forcing myself to play it and kind of watch it a bit instead of just kind of throw a crucifix at it, I have kind of been enjoying getting into the format a bit more. It is very different, very, especially at a higher level. It's very different.
I think you'll be pretty happy with the one that we've chosen for to watch through today, because it's the one that you said, "Whoa, I actually enjoyed a game."
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
really, really entertaining match.
It was a fantastic one. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can get both the winner, and the. Sorry for spoiling again, but really, you should watch the watch the games live, guys.
Spoilers only count if you're not part of IUPS, and if you're not part of IUPS, how did you find us? Please let us know.
Absolutely. Hopefully, it's via the Twitch or the YouTube channel. Considering I don't know how else. Maybe the Insta. Speaking of
That's
the
the point.
Insta,
Yes.
whilst we're waiting for people to come on, all of these graphics, including the Insta, the YouTube stuff that's on there, the graphics that you're seeing right now on stream, they're all made by Row, apart from the one that is kind of blue and looks like a city, because it is a city. It's Sheffield, in case anyone wants to know, which was done by Matt. The rest of it, all of it, was done by Row. A wonderful social media on the person, and what an amazing job she's been doing. They're all incredible.
Yeah, they do look fantastic.
Yeah, the style is wonderful. It's unfortunate that I'm so incredible at streaming that I have no clue how to actually make things fit the boxes. Consistently, I should say. Consistently. I blame the docs. But yeah, they're all
You watch. By week 8, we'll be zooming through this.
Let's see if we can get Ben in right now. We've got Ben to talk about some doubles. We'll see if we can get Crimson in as well. Hop in chat if you could.
Hey, how are we doing, my friend?
Pretty good. What's everyone else
Good.
going on?
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Chat.
I'm pleasantly sunning myself.
I'm just going to make sure that I actually.
I am doing the impossible, touching
let
grass.
Crimson see it.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Oh, I didn't let them see it. I'm clever.
It's a bit scary and things are a bit cold, but
There we go.
It's weird because like I've opened the window from it being warm, but then I'm wearing a blanket as well.
Doop doop.
you got to feel cold enough to. You got to feel cold enough to then feel warm again. I feel you. Don't worry.
There we go.
If you're protecting against the wind, you'll instantly feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Hey, look, it works for me.
And that should hopefully happen eventually. How has tracking all the doubles been so far for you, Ben?
Honestly, it's not been as bad as I expected it to go. It was quite smooth.
Yeah.
Apart from the odd game where I had to make some decisions on what counted and what didn't, it was 2 cases where I had to spend a good couple of minutes figuring out what counted towards assists in fantasy.
Oh, it wouldn't be any fun if you didn't have anything going wrong along the way.
Thing is, once you get a precedent down, once you get kind of a fairly firm grasp for everything, like that's kind of what week one's about, is making if anything does come up that you had to accounted for, then being able to sort it and what have you, and it'll get progressively easier the further you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to hear that you haven't had too many issues with it out the gate, frankly, is a dub.
I think the big issue was a Landorus KO on a partner Zapdos. After the Zapdos had been smacked down, that was a weird one to figure out.
I'd give the 2 Pokemon opposite them the assist.
I think in the end I gave it to Zygarde for the smackdown.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's the thing doing the assist.
I'm still not sure though, but I've given it.
It's definitely some form of assisting.
Yeah, I don't expect it to happen again, but we'll see.
Definitely.
You watch, someone will bring gravity and then just decide to EQ into shit. It'll happen.
Gravity's a bit easier though, I think.
Yeah, you just give the assist to the thing that did the gravity, and for each kill, it gets the thing, because it'll be the last thing that affected it.
I'm talking about if it was your own gravity you set up and then just forgot about.
Oh.
What are these weird cubes on my screen? Oh well.
Wait, do you get points for killing your own mons?
No.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at, yeah. Because hold on.
There's an easy way to farm points.
I might not be able to win the league. I might piss off my teammates, but who's the real winner?
True. We'll just wait a couple more seconds. Crimson should be joining us very soon for the game, but let's see if I can actually get the game up. Let's. It did the wrong side on this time. That's that's an upsetty. Right, music off. Switch the sides, and then good. That's all set.
Are we going for Crimson's angle?
Sorry. Whilst we're waiting, chat.
Is Crim coming on, by the way?
Yes. Whilst we are waiting for Crimson,
yeah.
Chat. How are you feeling about the different streams that we've been putting up? Obviously, I am not making it very, I'm disclosing it very freely to all of you. I want to get to affiliate as quick as possible and then not have to deal with doing as many streams, because the one annoying thing about getting to affiliate is you need to have 7 streams in a month. And you can't have 7 streams if you only do weekly roundups, because that's 1 a month. Is there anything that anyone wants to see, in fact? Because I was planning on continuing what we did last Monday with the whole stats on the next week's matchups for people to vote on. Oh wait, no, I didn't do that Monday. I did that on Tuesday, didn't I? But either way, showing the stats for the pick'ems, for people to be able to take their picks on pick'em a bit easier. Sleep stream. Sleep stream. I would love to do. I need a lot more sleep right now. I've had a week.
If someone drops 15, then I'll be in a hot tub for our next roundup.
Does that 50 go to you or to IUPS? Because if it goes to IUPS, I agree.
We didn't discuss this.
No, we did not. But fortunately, we don't have to, because we've got Crimson with us. Hi, Crimson. How are you doing? You'll be muted. So you'll want to unmute yourself. Hot tub stream. We're not doing a hot tub.
What's going on, guys?
I don't even have a hot tub.
Hey, there
Hello.
we go. Right, Grim.
In that case, we can now transition over to your game versus Juyop.
It's quite a wild one, man.
It was.
I was surprised myself.
I said it was genuinely one of the most fun doubles games that I've seen in a very long time.
Right?
Yeah,
I really enjoyed spectating it, which I'm going to be completely 100 with all of you. It's not my favourite format to watch.
Oh, yeah?
Disappointing.
Yeah.
It's
This is
all
really
being
cool.
fast-paced with it. Yeah, man.
I think we'll be fine for now, Redder, but thank you. All right.
Cool.
Crimson, what were you thinking before the game, before the matchup? Who were you trying to target? What was the threat to your team?
Honestly, I was kind of like a little scared in a way because I have so many attackers, but I bet he'll probably one-shot him or something. So I was kind of doing a mid-ground and, I don't know, feeling it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain because I tell you, I've been trying to get around this Finny thing, man. Finny was like the biggest bane of my existence. Otherwise, our Shifu would have had a good time here.
So the thing with mid grounds and doubles as well is that it's there's so much more that you have to account for
Oh, exactly.
as opposed to mid grounds and singles, where you can kind of make some relatively informed decisions on, okay, if they switch, mid ground doesn't matter. If they have to go in,
Right.
if they have the moveset already there, then mid grounds are fairly easy to go by. Everything that goes through your head in singles, as far as trying to make safe plays concerned.
Well, it's a little bit safer.
Exactly. You don't quite have to double, but you almost have to double that kind of mental capacity to try and make a decent play.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's got one of the best defensive Pokemon ever, man. So like trying to find a way to hopefully one-shot him, but I don't know. That's what all goes in your head, kind of. So I was kind of
Yeah, for sure.
happy. I could chip it down and hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go through
Oh,
this.
Thankfully,
on
with
slow.
Feeney, chipping it down and hoping for the best is something that's kind of somewhat
exactly.
reliable.
Well, yeah.
Let's click the play button and
it's
see what
crazy.
you led off with. Of course, Mega Kangaskhan doesn't.
Someone in a
have
helicopter.
No, that's just the way. That's entirely my bad.
That's
I am
fine.
going to have to call you out frame one though. Oh wait, no, I already did it in the actual game.
Yeah, I think I kind of messed up a little bit there anyway. But mid ground as you go.
I still think that one kind of made sense, to be fair.
Right.
Now the Psychic Surge stopping a lot of.
I felt like Cart knew my master plan later on.
That the any Kangaskhan, Mega Kangaskhan always scares me because I just forget
Right.
that it's going to attack a second
The
time.
weird
and not
thing
just
is, I
add it on
kind of
top.
thought I could just, force it out, but with the red card sooner. But then I realized, oh shit, he can hit twice anyway. I thought I could just avoid that. So the more you know.
I was kind of interested in the red card.
It was mostly for him, so like I was expecting like a double power punch, and I could just force him out.
Oh, okay.
It seemed kind of
Yeah,
random. I know.
Yeah, Redo's saying that in their prep, they were worried about Sableye plus Houndoom.
Right.
With the Scarf Shifu.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't the only thing that could
deal with the heart. If it wasn't for Finny, I probably would. But the fairies hate me.
And then the manual
Feeney especially more than any other fairies because it just stops Sableye doing near as damn it fucking anything.
Exactly. And the weird thing is, like I thought it would tank all of my hits better. So I was a little surprised when he was a little bit more offensive on my guys.
Yeah, the Tangrowth Giga Drain I was expecting to, decent chip, and then I saw 45 and thought, offensive Feeney, okay.
And I didn't even invest any attack on Tangrowth at all. I was kind of surprised.
Thankfully, this is level 100 instead of level 50, so my head count's going to be slightly better.
But I think the play of the game was probably Metagross.
That double power fucking sucked.
But the play of the games had to be Metagross. I mean, he didn't do a lot, but holy hell.
I did thoroughly enjoy the Meteor Beam.
I kind of got surprised with that.
Yeah, Meteor Beam was.
It was the way it was it was the way that was kind of that was really annoying because now you underspeed. Now, yes, however, Yellow Magic is called Yellow Magic, not for the speed.
Right.
It's for that.
But at this point, you must have been pretty on the scared side, considering.
Pretty much. I kind of didn't prepare as much for Trick Room because normally Sableye is the guy for that, I guess. So with him out, I kind of winged it, and that pair was probably the best thing which happened to me. Even though it kind of screwed me up a little bit with Metagross, he would have got one more awesome attack off maybe. But I don't know.
Also, total genuine sheer interest. Sableye and Lele on the same draft. Now, both fantastic mon. Not really the synergy that I would expect from a Sableye, I think, that's wanting to quash things, that's wanting to taunt things, wanting to etc. Like, kind of, what's the... Was it solely the fact that, haha, now you have to prep for both of them?
Not really. Well, I've kind of used these guys before, mostly the Gen 3 type stuff. So I felt
Yeah.
kind of comfortable doing an all-rounder with like, a priority guy, an annoyer, and fake out all rolled into one. Is
Yeah,
just
that's fair enough.
trying to get it all fit down because I don't know.
It was just
I felt like the whole
it's
drafting thing was a little shaky halfway because I'm seeing people do all these weather setters and I'm just kind of throwing 2 on and hoping for the best and doing it like manually, which is
hey, look,
like shaky
there are an
as
awful lot
ever.
of times. There are an awful lot of times where manual weather is genuinely better in game
You have
Yeah,
drift
I can
windmills.
see
because
that.
it's far less telegraphed. It's far less likely to be prepped around. I mean, okay,
Right.
admittedly, you do have Mega Houndoom and Chlorophyll Tangrowth, but still, it's not something that you look at your draft and immediately go, oh, okay, I need to bring Rain
Yeah, it's
Darts, I
kind
need
of
to bring
random
my
out there.
Cloud9, I need to bring
Yeah.
etc. Yeah.
Yeah, we've
So
got-
I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of manual weather in general.
yeah.
Exactly. And I think the only choice I left was Ninetales, and he'd be like dead weight for most of the game.
I would far rather manually set than have a Ninetales. Sorry, Ninetales fans.
Exactly.
Now we
That
have
was wild.
We have Redo saying that they think that
I also
turn 10
genuinely
was
enjoyed special
Jamie's
Dragon Knight.
mistake.
Yeah, it's quite a surprise, right? He's got a lot of moves. I didn't even know about it.
I think. I think mixed, obviously with Katana and stuff around, made total sense to bring. Like Heatwave
Yeah.
felt right just to bring, regardless whether you were physical or not. But being full special is interesting.
Well, I didn't really go all for it. He was supposed to be, I guess, a weird support guy. I didn't expect Houndoom to
Oh, really?
last as long as he did. Yeah, he only had like 2 attacking moves, and then like Sunny Day on almost everyone.
Oh shit, fair enough.
It was wild.
All right, and with that, we can probably head over to the leaderboard for the Fantasy League. If I transition over like this, we can see
Transition. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best.
I'm sorry, I've not been doing this for very long. I'm not great with the transitions. It's all right.
Dodo Fantano here, the internet's busiest Pokemon nerd.
I make a point of making them as bad as possible until I figure out how to do them well. Like, it's every time it's literally... And speaking of, let's look at, Ben, talk us through the board that we're seeing. Well, to be fair, you're probably not seeing it because you're looking at my...
I'm seeing it on the actual stream, not on the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just the basic. The score you see here is the sum of all of the scores of the individual Pokemon that have battled here this week. That's basically all there is to it, really. So there's been some very high-scoring Mons on certain drafts or certain rosters this week, and there's been some surprising Pokemon that haven't scored very well as well, which we'll see when we get onto the lead or the MVP race a little later. But so far, we've got some very good performing fantasy coaches, which is really great to see.
Yeah, we've got someone running right ahead with 54 points up top. And then you're going quite a way back to find a decent gap of probably 43 in 5th place. Those top 4 are in a bit of a sub-first league.
Yeah, and then like around 9th to about 16th is all quite clumped together as well.
We had all of our doubles games played yet?
Yes, so I filled in the last one.
Fantastic.
Half an hour ago. So this is all today.
Out of sheer interest, how have our 2 main heroes done with regards to, what was it, Ditto and Mega Gross?
So Ditto is.
Let's have a look.
Well, yeah,
should we go into the MVP race, is it?
Yeah. Yes, it should be.
Let's see what we've got. That'll be overall. Which do you want me looking at, the left or the right?
So the one on the left is kind of a breakdown of individual things they've done, whereas the one on the right is just going to be a sum of their score each week.
Weekly.
You can see how well they're performing each week at a glance, basically.
Yeah, and it
Yeah, so
looks like the
Mega
aforementioned.
Metagross is Mega Metagross is doing quite well with 11 after 2 games, which is quite good to see actually. I think the vast majority of people have put Mega Meta in. What I thought was most surprising is that the top 2 are only one division and have outperformed just about everything else.
You're quite right.
What have we found?
You say that, but also Crocodile.
Crocodile is a monster.
Yeah.
It turns out he's doing incredibly well.
Crook doing well in doubles surprises me. Like, I mean, yes, I know it's Intimidate. I get that, but like,
it's just been.
It doesn't feel like a doubles mod. Yeah, you just kind of run it as if it was, you just kind of knock EQ taunt type stuff, and just kind of watch it go. But there doesn't seem to be, like, to my puny mind anyway, much doubles tech that goes on with Crook.
It didn't show a lot this week anyway. It was mainly cleaning up kills with earthquakes and knocks and such. But it's done it very well, to say the least.
Yeah, which is great.
I'm now very curious if we should put in a -1 point if it kills your own mon.
I think it's a bit late to change that rule.
It definitely is.
It's definitely worth thinking about.
Poor all the people.
My favourite play of the week, by the way, as far as the Fantasy League is concerned, was Tom dropping his own teammate's Blastoise.
It's in the top 10.
And Blastoise massively overperforming. As if to spite him, specifically.
Flavor's done quite well as well. That's another one of the popular ones that people have been picking.
Yeah, Link said they don't even have their own Blastoise in the team.
No one's picked up Blastoise.
Is Ditto here at all? Or
Ditto is really far down, actually. I believe it's -1 its points.
Yep, that's what it
75th.
75th.
75th. Yep, that's what it deserves.
If you scroll all the way down to 88th, though, there's something that will make all of the doubles players happy.
Manungus.
Are we seeing our very favourite
Incineroar? Actually, I think it's on 100 now.
It is -2 for Incineroar.
Worst performing mon currently.
Yeah.
People play VGC too much. I think that's the issue.
Well, I don't expect it to stay that way.
They gas the big cat up too much. I don't know.
No, it's going to climb some positions in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it will.
There's no chance it stays at the bottom.
The same as our very favourite Sussy Fungi will very definitely start picking up some kind of thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for joining us to talk about the doubles. We are going to go on to, I think, the final game that we have arranged to look at. We have Iguanodon't here.
We do.
In fact, yes. Let's say goodbye, chat, to our wonderful doubles friends. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Crimson.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, been cool. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peace out.
Probably worth noting that obviously if Ben agrees to it, because it's the first time that he's finding out about it live on stream. If you're able to come on weekly and do a fantasy kind of a fantasy segment, then that would be ideal.
I'd certainly be happy to.
Superb.
Yeah.
Yes, don't you worry.
It's quite a nice little break up to kind of add on to the doubles bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I considered putting it at the end, and then I realised, wait, we'll have a doubles game.
We will indeed.
Yeah. Plus, doubles is the fourth format that we would usually go by, assuming that we have one from each format. We don't have that this week because things and, short notice. We don't really know how everything's working right off the bat, but in the coming weeks, hopefully, that'll be the way it works. And then fourth up, that's a fairly nice spot to put it. But yes, thank you very much to both of you. Let's bring in...
cheers, guys.
Yeah.
I'll catch you later.
See ya.
See you, man.
Let's get Iguanodon't up and ready. There you go. You can now speak. Hello.
And so I arrive with the inevitability of the UK losing the Eurovision Song Contest.
My lady? My lord, you got a fedora to go on with that, eh?
Absolutely.
I need to find your game because I don't think it's in the doc.
Also, minor Eurovision talk here, but it was an okay song.
It wasn't.
I don't think it even
didn't
deserved
deserve second. It did
Yeah,
not
to be
deserve
fair, we did very well this year. I can't think of any time when Britain has come as high as second. We usually come last.
Oh, look, my brother and I watching the results were. I mean, okay, we were both fairly hammered at the time, but I mean, we saw immediately out the gate, the very first points that came in was 4 points to us. We were like, hold on, this is huge. This is huge. We have 1-0. Hold the fuck up, what? And it just never stopped.
I think we can be proud. We can actually be proud of our result this year.
I'm just still salty that the song about the song about eating your greens didn't go through to the finals. Anyway, let's talk about Pokemon.
I think Moldova were robbed.
Oh, come on. Let's get back on track. Eurovision stream, guys. You're so right. Eat Your Salad was robbed. Thank you.
Eat Your Salad also robbed. Yeah. We had Eat Your Salad. We had Wash Your Hands. We had all sorts of,
Okay.
Personally, if I use a different mic, I can get a better sound in. So, give me a minute. I might actually try and set up a better mic.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, your mic's fine, pal.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah. You're coming through totally fine, mate. Yeah. If anything, it's Dom's on the right end.
Wait, am I sounding bad?
My connection's not the greatest, so I might end up having the stream slightly delayed, but I should be able to still explain things to the best of my ability.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's fine.
I mean,
that's what we're here for.
I'll be fully transparent with you. The reason you're on here is because someone told me that Grottle was in a game. So
you would better believe it, Sunshine.
So let's see.
So prior to this game, in fact, prior to I can't remember. It must have been like Monday or Tuesday or whatever. The topic of low end, or the topic of grasses just in general, it came up in kind of general VC. And Tom and I and a couple of others, I think Stara was there, I'm pretty sure Data was there as well. We're all talking about kind of how high tier grasses, like your katanas, your tangrowths, your rulers, that kind of thing, is great, fine. But like you can get so much more out of low tier grasses that do kind of the same job of being a decent ground resist.
Agreed.
Of being able to come in, leech seed something and fuck off, of being able to XYZ and do most of the stuff that the high tier ones do just for a fraction of the price. And a lot of things were thrown about, like Leafeon, like Vital Plume, like and so on and so forth. And Grottle came up right towards the end. We kind of said, yeah, Grottle's cool, and then did absolutely nothing with it. Just completely paved over the fact that Grottle existed because we were far too busy looking at Quilladin. And then this dropped like 2 days after.
Yep.
And kind of forced all of us to go, okay, fine, maybe it's good. Fine.
Yeah, of course, Data is saying in the chat that Tangley is one of the ones that people will instantly go to, so same as sort of, your Punkaboos. Wait, no, that's not the big one, is it? What's the big one?
No, Gorgeist.
Gorgeist, that's the one.
We should... Shall I try and explain the logic behind the thought process of draft of actually putting it in the team before we begin?
That'd be great, yeah.
You can always do that.
The core issue that we had when trying to build this team was the Tapu Koko Alola Chew core. It became quite clear that Tapu Koko is very fast and everything on the team, very, very powerful, does a lot of damage to Garchomp, and Alolan Raichu, nasty plot under electric terrain, which is quite likely to happen since there's a lot of things it can switch into, steamrollers most of the team. So we decided to field Guzzlord as the hard counter to Alola.
Yeah.
But that still left us with a problem with Tapu Koko because even with max special defense investment and Assault Vest, Guzzlord still dies to a Dazzling Gleam.
Oof.
We went through a lot of options. There were lots of things on the table. We had specific builds for Zed Celesteela that could one-shot Tapu Koko and could autonomize to outrun it after boosting up autonomize, but it still died in one shot to Thunderbolt, so that was a no-go. And we just went through all the things we had on our list, and then we had Young Jay came in and said, "Can it be Grotle?" And we realised, oh, wait a minute, 5-hit KO.
And the answer is yes, it can be Grottle. However, only if it actively preps for Grottle. And
Yes, exactly.
I doubt that the Coco's going to be prepping for Grottle.
Yes, that was. We realised Eviolite, Shell Armor, and the ability to set up things like Leech Seed was probably all it needed to do. If it could stop as long as Tapu Koko isn't running Brave Bird, and is it going to be running Brave Bird in this situation? Probably not.
My dog's heard that last bit.
Yeah. So is
Yes,
it going to be running Brave Bird in this situation? Probably not.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And certainly looking at your draft, I probably would consider Brave Bird solely because of Rose Raid, and Grottle would just be a casualty. Like it wouldn't be something that I'd bring for Grottle. It's something I'd look at Rose Raid and go, yeah, there's no way I'm using it. Either just U-turn and be boring about it, or potentially just catch it with a Brave Bird. It's something that I would look at, but at the same time, it's for sure not something that I would bring in, especially if I not bring it. I think it's a great pick. I think it's a great idea, and we'll all be able to see just how well it actually worked.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
The game plan was set up toxic spikes early on since they had no poison to switch into, so we could poison the team.
Hence the, I believe,
this is a general draft player PSA to please draft some grounded poisons, please, people. Even in LC, where toxic spikes don't exist, just get a grounded poison, just in case. Just
in case this happens, because this was a really good start, insanely good start. A lot of a layout toxic spikes. I did not expect Hidden Power Fire to kill. I was expecting a specially defensive Ferrothorn, because I was expecting them to prep the Mega Pidgeot or something.
Rose Raid and Legacy is an absolute monster because obviously, with Hidden Power allowed, it means that you immediately have a base 90 nuke of whatever you fancy into each matchup. Defensive Rose Raid does exist, but in Legacy formats, it will nigh on never exist because Hidden Power will just be better.
Yeah, we will.
As proven here.
But yeah.
That freeze sucked.
It really did. This was not good. I still think that Dragonite, because that kind of damage, I think the Dragonite was banded.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think so, yeah.
So Garchomp would have been the play afterwards.
Yes. That still would have been a dead Slowbro, which is quite important for Meta
Slowbro, which really did matter later on because Slowbro is my main counter to Mega Medicham.
Yeah. I'm quite surprised.
I'm not showing the game
I'm
on
not
stream.
surprised that it
Now
was.
I am.
However, did the thought of terrain boosted Medicham Thunder Punch come in?
It didn't.
I'm good at streaming,
because
guys.
we were fairly sure that it would be running Zen Headbutt to deal with Rosa Raid, High Jump Kick to deal with things like Guzzlord, probably Ice Punch to deal with Garchomp, and probably something like Fake Out or Bullet Punch for priority to deal with the faster threats. Since Ice Punch just hits so much of our team, then Thunder Punch would be coming.
Also, HP fighting over Focus Blast here kind of had me feeling a bit funny. I totally understand from an accuracy point of view.
It was probably Hidden Power Ice.
HP Ice. Okay, yeah. No, actually, no, you're right. That would make far more fucking sense. Yeah, you're right.
Wouldn't even matter. That was a critical hit. I love how Guzzlord is a fat boy.
Guzzlord's kind of slept on. Like, it's not something that I myself enjoy using, but at the same time, I've seen it been used really well.
Yeah.
And it's very cheap for what you get.
It is very cheap for what you get. I think that double weakness to Fairy really hurts it, but you get a lot of HP.
It's the speed that's the main issue. Also, chewed. Absolutely chewed. That did 0.
Yeah.
Volt switch, yep, nice. That's literally leftovers. Good shit.
Well, the idea again, I was expecting Leech Seed. I was hoping to catch High Jump Kick with the Protect. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Even so, Protect's always your play because of the Leech Seed and because of the Poison Chip.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just weaken
And
it.
to be fair, even if you stay in here, Ice Punch is not killing.
Indeed. And Light Screen was a last, I think, plat pick that I came up with at the last minute. The idea being that even if it dies quickly, it can still get some utility off.
Yeah. Random screens on random mon is genuinely, again, a really slept on idea.
Yeah.
Because it can make so many sweeps happen where ordinarily they wouldn't happen.
Exactly. Just makes things. You wouldn't survive that without Light Screen.
And you
it's
serve
a shame
the utility
Santu
of
missed
it,
here
yeah.
because I think if Santu had hit, I probably would have killed Tapu Koko. Santu Protect would have killed it.
Santum's an interesting one. Like, I understand. Well, I think I understand the idea anyway. Is Earthquake not just better?
No, actually. Grotle has decent attack, and but actually not that strong. And the thing with Sandtomb is, of course, it does do passive damage and traps them in. So you trap them with the Leech Seed and the toxic damage. After you've done all of that with layers of the Sandtomb Protect, Sandtomb, toxic damage, and Leech Seed, and they can't switch out, you're doing more damage than Earthquake can do.
Are you? I guess is kind of the question there, because obviously, Santum only 35 base, Earthquake 100 base. Double those, so it's 70 against 200.
Mhm.
Is Poison and Leech Seed both doing together 24%?
And Santomb has
And the Santum passive damage. The difference between 200 base power and 70 base power, is that going to be higher or lower than 40%? I think it's probably higher. Now, obviously, I haven't calculated it. I don't know, and it worked out really well. So I am not judging in the slightest because I fucking love it. However,
I will also say that I could have gone for the full perfect here, but I wanted. This is probably the only time we're going to bring Grotle. Don't wait on that, but it probably is. I wanted.
No,
I'm
sorry. No. The meme is alive and well. You are going to bring it until the meme is dead. I'm sorry.
If it shows its uses, it shows its uses. And that's
It
the
shows
wonderful thing
yes.
about draft.
We'll try and find an excuse to field it. Well, he's proven his worth.
Oh,
All I'm
that's
saying
great,
is
thank you
that was a
very
1-point
nicely.
mon, and it took on Tapu Koko and Mega Medi Charm.
Well, you see, this is why things like Dracovish are quite as low as they are in draft, because you know what else Grottle can do?
No, genuinely.
Like, Vish doesn't exist as long as there is a Grottle around, right?
Yeah.
I suppose
And
so.
Vish
The only
also,
thing you can do is Vicious Rend.
I'm just playing
and it
this
also
again
doesn't
because I
exist if
didn't show it to
Leafeon's
the
around. It
screen.
also doesn't exist if Fileplume's around. It's so on and so forth. But like low tier grasses, and especially like the 1-2 pointer of Violite spammers grasses, are so good for patching up certain defensive weaknesses and certain really high tier defensive weaknesses.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
if nothing else, this is a fantastic showing of why these kind of things should be looked at and should be picked up on near every draft.
Well, we've seen it twice this week, if I'm not mistaken, with some very low point mons really making and breaking the game for those teams. We've had Grottle in this one, and we've had Chatot was one that was spoken about a lot because Boom Burst does a lot of damage. Who knew?
And Chatot is a really useful move as well, actually, comes back.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, stab boom burst is still very definitely a thing. It doesn't matter whether it's off of base. What's its special? Special attack's like 98 actually, isn't it? It's quite good.
Something.
Good, and it gets nasty plot if you get the opportunity to boost it up. So even just doing that or
It does, yeah. The issue with Chatot is that it dies to a stiff breeze and it's not that fast. Like those, but otherwise, like if you manage to get in on something like I don't know, it's kind of the same as Noctowl. Like the Tinted Lens Hurricane does not have a switch in.
Yeah. And then,
Zapdos gets 2 KO'd.
And these kinds of things just show that you don't just have to rely on the top tier mons.
I mean, I had an 18-point Z Celesteela, and I left it on the bench after the suggestion.
To be fair, against E-Terrain spam, I kind of see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It just the problem was
Wakan makes sense. Wakan would have, handled Raichu fairly heavily and fairly happily. Not that Guzzlord didn't. Guzzlord was totally happy, was totally fine with it. But at the same time, like, that's kind of the thing with draft, is that if you have 6 Mon that do a job better, then you just bring those 6 Mon. It doesn't matter what point value they originally were.
Yeah, you can still do that. In the same way, I considered the idea of running Zed Guzzlord rather than Assault Vest, which is what we brought for this. But considering that Assault Vest could take hits from both from Suicune as well, take a lot of Suicune Ice Beams, as well as everything a load that you could dish out, just Focus Blasts. It was just better to run Assault Vest because running a Zed move.
That is probably my one thing with regards to the 6 that you brought, was that I did feel that you were incredibly Crocoon weak. I know you have 2 grasses, but at the same time, the T-Spikes don't work on Crocoon. You're going to have to get in fairly fast with Roserade before, because even what was the Suicune at, like +1 or +2 or something? It might have been +1, and Roserade only did 41.
Yeah.
If it was a train that could have potentially gone off the rails if left to its own devices for too long. But I think you played it in such a way that that wasn't able to ever happen, which is a complete positive on your part. Just genuinely well played to not let that happen.
It was good. Fun fact: we did actually run into, when we were planning some practice runs. I played against Carcoon. +4 ice, +6 Ice Beam doesn't kill Guzzlord.
Oh no! It's not about killing; it's about sending a message, right? Because if that Suicune is subbed and you're at +6, then Knockoff.
What do you do? What do you do?
Once leftovers are knocked, like Knockoff probably isn't rigging this up.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm saying sub as if it was Vincune. But regardless, Knockoff is not going to be doing a massive amount. It can just scald you to death. It'll eventually get burned.
You can't really get rid of it. You can scald to death. You can't really get it out of there when it's in that back spot. You don't have haze or anything like that to remove its status.
Yeah. As I said, it was the only thing on the initial matchup that I went, okay. This could get a little sticky if it was left into it. But as it turns out, it was
in general.
It was a nice beamy kind of Vincune type variant, so you were 100% totally fine. And the T-Spikes absolutely did their job. Again, people, grounded poisons.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They put in a lot of work, and it was a good suggestion for the team.
They put in so much work, yeah.
Absolutely.
Any team with a Pult, any team with a Gengar, any team with a solid stab hex user, whether that be Miss Magias, whether that be, whatever, get a T-Spiker. Any kind of Stormio or balanced type draft, get a T-Spiker. And to remedy all of this, get a grounded poison for the other team so that they can't do that. It's not that niche anymore because so many more people are starting to use it. So many more people are kind of realizing quite how powerful T-Spikes are. But it's really important to think about in prep and in actual drafting.
Definitely.
Again, shown off perfectly here.
I mean, we didn't even stay in that long. The main thing was to try and provide all sort of offensive pressure to get a lot of switches, and they worked so well that my Nega didn't even get a look at.
Yeah, for sure. And even if you just get one layer up, and even if they come in and they're not switching up, whatever, that's 12% that originally they weren't taking.
Yeah.
Really
that adds up, especially over, in this case 27 turns, so not that long, but it definitely adds up over 40, 50 long kind of grinding.
Yeah, it was
grinding games.
We say a lot about, we were joking about Grotle here, but Grotle only got by Tapu Koko and Mega Medichar because Toxic Spikes are on the field. It was just one layer.
Yes. Excuse me, was people joking about Grotle? I wasn't hearing any joking about Grotle, because that Grotle put you into, I believe, the top 4 of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
They certainly aren't joking now.
Dude was the GOAT. He was absolutely MVP of the fight.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
And like
Without
I say,
question.
you are now, I believe, in the top 4 for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You'll be in the top 20 easily in the overall standings.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably top 10, depending on how many 5-0 wins there were.
Presumably top 10. I don't think
I
we
would
have.
think so. I don't
We
think there
certainly
are that
don't
many
have.
10 5-0s.
I don't think there are that many 6-0s. I know there are a few, but I don't think there are that many.
There were 2 from where the sheet was. I don't know how many there have been since. I think maybe 1 or 2. But, you know, top 50. Oh, there's another one's just been put in.
Oh.
The doc's
I
updating by
see.
itself, or maybe there's a ghost. Who knows?
If the doc's updating by itself, I'm going to hazard a wild guess that it's probably James.
I would assume so, yes. Let's try to very quickly.
So yeah, do we have an organisation for next week's matchups yet, or are we still waiting for final results to come through?
Next week's
matchups should be up.
Yeah, all of the matchups are completely out.
All matchups are up. Yeah, up until week whatever it is, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Full schedule's out. Is.
Yeah, and well, whilst the games are all updating, assumably via James, let's take a look at the final standings. I realise that the people in the chat can't actually see them, but the people in the Twitch can. Let's see what we've got. Am I looking at the right one? I have no clue. I'm definitely not looking at the right thing. What am I supposed to be looking at? There we go. Currently, there is in Xerneas. James fixed the thing that I was asking him to fix. It was definitely James then. But I basically asked to change the division names from Division 1 to Xerneas and Division 2 to Yveltal. And they have been, so that also means that next week I can zoom out slightly more and show that the division names.
Well, hey, that's it.
Absolutely. The differential doesn't look particularly done on Yveltal unless... Yep, those are... Oh, those are manually placed in, so I'm guessing that'll be done by the end of the whole roundup. But we can certainly talk about Xerneas because there's no that's a very good question. Teams have 2 wins because there is an odd number of teams in the division, so some of them will have a bye week. There are only 8 weeks in the league, and there's 11 teams. So that's how that works. Why does that
those
not
bye weeks
happen for the
those bye weeks will originally be put in as a win, and will be calculated out and sorted by the time we get to playoff standings and stuff.
Yeah.
It's more placeholdery than anything else, just so that the dog works.
Does that happen for Xerneas too? Because there are 2. There's 1 more game that 2 more games that can't happen. No, 1 more game. Yeah. 8 weeks, 9 potential matchups, or wait, no, that doesn't make sense, brain. That doesn't make sense.
Xerneas is kind of a neat little packaged.
Yeah.
Gift already done.
Yeah.
It's just on the Yveltal end, which should mean that because playoffs are kind of based around how you did in Xerneas and how you did in Yveltal, and kind of a top 4 or a top whatever between them, then then the Yveltal bye weeks shouldn't impact whether Xerneas teams get in or not.
Yes, that line in the middle of the divisions will get fixed at some point too, because it is top 4 getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, to try and make it as fair as possible, because obviously, you know, if an Yveltal team and a Xerneas team had the exact same win-loss, the exact same differential, whatever, but the Yveltal team happened to have a bye win and went through because of it, not really fair.
No, definitely not. But Xerneas division looks like KCL and Sussex are both in the lead of that one with the same 14 differential. Cambridge, Crawdaunt's coming close in behind with a win and 8 differential. The losers in that particular week were Musiel and Great Western Raikou, with those negative 14 differentials from playing those other teams. Newcastle being the ones up against the Crawdons. We'll do another quick roundup of it right at the start of the Pick'ems / fixture stream. I'll probably try and do it tomorrow if I'm available. I have no clue if I'm available. I'm so busy. But yes, thank you for joining us today, everyone in the stream, as well as everyone who has been on to chat about their games. Hopefully this was somewhat enjoyable and not too long.
Pleasure, and certainly.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much.
And if it wasn't enjoyable, then I can only apologise. But
oh, it's because of your wind.
That's a shame.
Ah.
We now have those 2 hours, I'm afraid.
Those 2 hours are saved to the ether. They'll be saved on our Twitch for 2 weeks. They'll be put onto the YouTube channel, which everyone should subscribe to, so that Dom doesn't cry every day about how few subscribers we have.
We do need to make a genuine effort on plugging the shit out of the YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's currently, I think, doing slightly better than the Twitch. The Twitch has 34 followers, and the YouTube channel has... It's loading. It's loading. It's still loading. It's still loading. Come on. Come on. There we go. 40 subscribers.
Guys, please.
Whoa.
Please pour your Twitch primes into this so Dom can get actual internet.
Don't do it right now because we don't have what's it called? Twitch.
Affiliate.
Affiliate. Yeah, we don't have affiliate,
Yeah.
so there's no point giving us money if we can't get money from Twitch. But also, don't give us your money. We're supposed to be charitable. Somewhat, at least.
Somewhat.
Yeah. We can talk about money another time.
We'll put a GoFundMe together for your Virgin Broadband, mate. Don't worry.
Maybe if we can get IUPS Murica, the Americans can get us money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Capitalism over there.
I see no
easy.
issues with this.
Absolutely.
We just fleece the accent.
Exactly. Well then, thanks everyone for joining us. And I'm not even gonna go into an end screen today, mostly because I don't have one. I can make one, but that sounds like effort. So, thanks.
So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him.
Oh, it is. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Subscribe to all the things. Look at the Instagram. Go on the Discord if you're not in the Discord, and have a lovely week. Enjoy the games. Bye bye.
Cheers, guys.